Yes, people, this video and the whole of pre-season tour is brought to you by Gowan Life and Oxford Natural. It's time to get optimized. You can get up to 70% off using code UnitedView. The link is in the video description below. Scan your QR code. This tour is going to be like none other, and it's powered by Gowan Life. Let's go, come on.
I don't wanna talk. The way that takes it all. The way that takes it all.
Manchester United 0, Leeds United 0, first game of pre-season in the bag. And we're not going to remember that game, are we? It wasn't a very high-level game at all. And you try, you don't want to be overly negative. It's very early in pre-season. But we saw a lot of the bad habits, as per se, from last year. There's no dressing it up. Like it was dull at times. It was quite boring at times. We didn't play with enough intensity, especially in the first half. The team that started was very, very strong. You know, that's why I was excited to see it. But overall, the team just didn't have any intensity. Like they were treating it too much like a preseason game. It felt like players didn't want to get injured, or they want to feel their way into preseason and not kind of go from the off. That was for more of an effort and intensity and trying to play quickly vibe. In terms of tactically, that also was the same. There was a lot of slow passing amongst the centre-backs, all three of them. There was a lack of penetration from the wing-backs in the first half. There was no sort of chance creation. I don't even remember a shot on target in the first half. I don't think we had one. Chido was cut as an isolated figure up front, not really getting many touches. I didn't really understand why Collier was playing in the right 10 and Bruno was playing next to Casemiro, and then obviously we had Matheus Cunha in the left 10. I didn't understand why Toby Collier was in the right 10. It would have made more sense to have Bruno further forward, I would have thought. But hey ho. And yeah, let me start with something that was, well, I say start, I've already started the video, but let me talk about a positive. I thought Matheus Cunha, we saw little glimpses that he can take up the ball in tight spaces, he can travel with the ball, win fouls, and it was almost like a like a rubber stamp of like, yeah, you know he can do that. You know, picking the ball up, couple of step overs, foul. He got the ball taken off his toe by Chido. He was going to pull the trigger, and Chido opted to take a left-footed strike that went just past the post. But I liked what I saw from Matheus Cunha for the limited time that we saw him for the first half. That was a positive. And Ahmad injected some pace and energy into it. And actually then Collier went to right wing back and Ahmad went into the right 10. And again, just a little bit more trickery, a lot more creation, and a little bit of intent. But other than that, looking past that, there wasn't really anything to write home about at all. Players admitted it themselves. We caught up with Lenny Yoro, caught up with Patrick Dorgu. They know it wasn't the best performance, and they need to be up in the ante in America, because that just looked like what we've been used to. You know, not really having an idea in the final third, nothing in midfield. Leeds had the better of the chance. They sat out to Tom Heaton actually in the second half. He made two big saves, which Leeds should have scored. Leeds could have been out of sight really. But on the balance of the game, I think when you make so many changes at half time, Leeds had to make a lot of changes as well. And like the last 15 minutes, we almost certainly should have scored. Rasmus was in the way of a shot from Patrick Dorgu. Then there was that goal line melee where it hit the crossbar. Then the keeper made a save. We luckily hit the crossbar from a deflected Casemiro cross. So nothing to write home about, man. I really wanted to come here and we wanted to see goals and a fresh perspective. I didn't look at that and feel that like, oh, what's Ruben said to these? Or wow, this is a massive difference. It was exactly the same. It was exactly the same. And for large parts, Leeds looked quite comfortable, and they were a big danger actually in the second half on the counter-attack. Daniel Farke I was next to him in the presser watching him do his post-match stuff, and he in the mix zone, and he was speaking about that too, that he felt that for 75 minutes of the game, they were very comfortable. He was really happy with their performance, and it wasn't until they made changes, which is why, again, we can't even get too carried away. it wasn't until Leeds made loads of changes and put like a lot more youngsters on the pitch that the last 15 minutes we sort of came on strong. So yeah, listen, I'm not going to be shouting and cussing from the first game of pre-season, but I'm also going to keep it a buck with you lot and keep it 100% that like there was a lot that we saw that is a continuation from last season. That is worrying. I think if that level of performance carries on throughout pre-season, again, the worry's just gonna ramp up. You know, we need to get Brian and Bumo out there as soon as we can. Hopefully, he'll be on the plane. But there's not going to be any other one different. It's only going to be those two. And apart from Mateus Cunha looking, you know, very comfortable, and Ahmad, you know, it wasn't really nothing great. Actually, Diego Leon, let's talk about his performance today. I don't know if you lot saw it on TV, but obviously me and Josh were watching him intently. I think like the first 15 to 20 minutes of the game, you could really see him breathing like heavy, like he was trying to get his second wind. He would have been extremely nervous. A big moment for him to get his first start of the first game, the first opportunity that there is for him to play a game. Ruben Amorim's chucked him in for 45 minutes, you know, packed out stadium and said, let's have a look at you, kid. And actually, at times he did well. At times he was covering for Luke Shaw, you know, nicking in there and being composed, and he just kept it simple. He had a bit of an opportunity over to my right-hand side where I think Wilfried Gnonto was going to go for a header but missed it, and then he snatched at a shot. Didn't really get on the ball to go past people. I think when Dorgu came on, he did a better job at doing that. But so he was quite nervous. I think Gnonto was a tricky character as well, and he gave him, I wouldn't say the runaround, but he got caught out of position a couple of times, and he was just breathing really heavily. I could tell in his face, I could see it here in the stadium that he was feeling it. It would have been a mixture of nerves, getting up to speed with the pace of this, and he has been playing men's football in Paraguay. But of course, this is a different level. This is a Premier League team in leagues. I know they've just come up themselves, but it's different. And obviously playing for Man United as well, it's different. So I think he felt it. But overall, listen, there's so much more of this tour to come, and he'll get more comfortable as it goes on. Lenny Yoro looked very assured. Lenny Yoro looked really, really good. Some great switches of play with ease. I spoke to him after the game. I said, where do you enjoy playing, on the left, on the right? He said, I'm good, bro, but I'll play either. I don't mind. I'll play either. It's fine for me. So he did really well, Lenny Yoro. But we expect that from him now, isn't it? He's just a class act, isn't he? Really, he's just a class act, Lenny Yoro. So he was good. I liked what I saw from him, and it's a massive season from him. He was talking about, you know, the demands that they got, and they want revenge for next season. So, you know, he's got the right head on his shoulder, and he's looking to go from strength to strength. But I was impressed when he came on. Who else did well? Chido, you know, he had a shot that was just wide, but largely couldn't really get on the ball, couldn't get a touch. And Rasmus came on second half, got into some decent positions and some bad positions where he was blocking shots that were going in. A shot that went over the bar. So nothing really to ride home about, guys. What can I say? It's over here at the Strawberry Arena here in Sweden. The first one ticked off. It really gets going in America. That's where it's going to be. It's going to be, yeah, America, exactly. It's going to be baking hot. We're playing against Premier League opposition, West Ham, Bournemouth and Everton, all going to be looking to not take it as friendlies and play. So we need to turn up there and play. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new people. I'm out of here from Sweden with love. Peace.